Push P. Yeah, push P. Turn me up. Turn me up, P. Corners in the paddock, gave my piece. Push P. Cop new hammers for my P. We don't want no.
First thing. Yeah, let's talk about this and get this out the way. I kind of want to talk about this thing. I don't know if y'all have been hearing about it about the girl from Burger King. She went viral like a couple of months ago, like about a month or two ago, because she was the only one working. And I think we might have even touched on this at one point when we was talking about all the stuff going on with McDonald's. But she went viral because she was on the news because she was she went viral because she was working at her Burger King at her job, and she was the only one working there for like an entire 12-hour shift. And she went viral because of that. And then fast forward to about a week ago, or maybe at some point last week, she got fired from said Burger King job because they said that she was late. And so now that's made its way across the blogs again, and people are talking about it because it said Burger King was wrong for doing what they were doing. However, I saw, because like they just made like little viral clips and stuff like that, like on TikTok and Instagram and all of that. But I actually caught the interview, like the full-length interview that the local news had did with the girl. And I want to say this was probably before she got fired. I think this was like right when the video went viral, when she was working 12 hours by herself. So I think this may have been like about a month or so ago. And I'm starting to probably realize why she got fired. I don't think it was fully for the reason that I guess Burger King put out there why they fired her, because they said that they fired her because of like attendance, because she was always calling in late and stuff like that. And I mean, that could very well be the case. But I don't think that was really it. I think it was more to it than that, but that was just a story that they had to go with. And so I kind of do want to talk about that first before we get into all the shenanigans and stuff, if that is okay with y'all. 12 hours go for me, and she went saw that clip about BK's Lounge. Yeah. So she was fired for coming to work late. And so yeah, like I said, I kind of want to get into that, because while I believe that, like I believe there was a little bit more to that than what Burger King is trying to let on. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna play the news clip that pretty much what caused her to go viral when she got fired. And then I'm gonna play the interview. The interview is about a little over 4 minutes long, probably about 4.5 minutes long. So then we'll play that, and then we'll kind of talk about it. So without further ado, let's get this on the road. Okay, let's go.
Well, tonight we have continuing coverage about a local mother we told you about this summer who was running a Columbia Burger King all by herself at times. Back in June, video of Nykia Hamilton doing her job went viral, and she was praised for her work ethic. She ended up becoming one of our paid forward recipients just weeks after that video went viral. She was shown working 12 hours plus, holding down the fort so that Burger King could remain open.
I be missing out on my kids' life, and I work a lot, so I be having to provide for them, and I really don't be having time to spend with them, and it hurts me a lot.
Well, now she is going viral once again after she is reportedly saying she was fired. Our Brolise Pimentel, you had a chance to speak with Nykia today. I mean, a lot of people kind of shocked at what she served up today, the news.
Yeah, and Nykia Hamilton says since we first aired her story. She's gone viral, and working conditions have not improved, even with all that attention it was getting. She says Burger King fired her last week and says the way they treated her is wrong. Nykia says her frustrations come from all the days she put sweat and tears into keeping the store running all by herself.
Evergreen fired me because I've been late because of my kids, bro. My kids come first. And now when y'all gonna watch my kids? Y'all don't pay for no babysitter, no nothing.
Nykia Hamilton, crying tears of frustration, posting this video on TikTok earlier this month after being fired from Burger King on Broad River Road in Columbia. Hamilton went viral on social media in June for running the restaurant solo, working 12 hours plus, doing every job to provide for her 3 children. She says the company wrongfully fired her after she was on approved time off and was scheduled to work the day she was coming back.
So I told them, you know, I'm not gonna make it in time. I don't see how y'all schedule me at 12 knowing I'm leaving sharp at 11. And it take an hour and 30 minutes to get to work. Still got to drop kids. I still got to do everything.
Hamilton says they responded and told her she was terminated, so she didn't report to work the next day. But Burger King reached out and told her to report back to work the following day and to be on time. She says the franchise owner, Matt O'Doherty, went to look at her time logs for the past 2 weeks and told her she was late too often. Hamilton says O'Doherty lacked consideration and gave her a final write-up.
I was like, how I get a final written warning when I never got got in trouble with the company?
Hamilton says she always communicated with her GM when she was going to be late and says she always was okay with it because she's a single mom and a hard worker. Hamilton says Burger King and O'Doherty used absence issues as a way to get rid of her.
He was like, yeah, you caused the controversy, you caused too much problems for the job, you knew not to work by yourself. They literally, 2 weeks after everything went down, they literally made a whole contract after everything went down about being in the store by herself.
She says since she's gone viral, Burger King has been threatening to fire her for speaking to the media about her solo shifts, but says they never provided help or extra crew members for her. Watch Fox News reached out to Burger King about the termination. In a statement, a Burger King spokesperson saying, quote, terminations are the decision of the franchisees who own and operate the BK restaurant. In this situation, the franchise confirmed the individual involved is no longer employed due to repeated attendance issues. Burger King says no one should work alone and they're disappointed their policy wasn't followed. Hamilton says she's planning to sue the company.
I feel like that's emotional distress on that y'all neglected me at the job for 2 days and you saying that Burger King responded and said I put the job in danger. I was a liability, but how if y'all knew I was in the store by myself for 2 days and I notified my higher ups and the man that was over the district manager, he told them, well, that's sad to hear that. And he still let me run the store.
All right, so broadly, it's a very complicated story here, but I do understand that just before the story aired, you heard from the franchisee owner. So what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, we actually just received this email moments ago, and friendy Matt O'Doherty tells me that Nykia chose to resign. However, in an official statement today, Burger King corporate told us Nykia was terminated.
Wow, so a lot of back and forth here. We know that when she originally came, people saw this. So Bradley, thank you so much for reaching back out to her on this story here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
y'all need to get her some help up in here because she busted her behind. She's doing everything she needs to do to make sure everybody is okay up in here.
Right now, a TikTok video is putting the spotlight on a Midlands fast food worker who's been seen running an entire Burger King location in Columbia all by herself. The emotional post sparking conversations online about labor shortages, long hours, and the struggle to make ends meet. Tonight, we hear from the woman in the video, a mother of 3 who says she's doing everything she can to keep going, even when it means doing it all by herself.
All right, just tell me your first and last name.
Nykia Hamilton.
Spell it for me.
NYKIAHAMILTON.
And you say you've been working here for about 3 months now.
Yeah.
Kind of tell me about that night when the video went viral. I mean, you were just working.
Yeah, because one of my employees just quit on me. And they ain't had nobody else to come in. So I had to work by myself, had to close by myself, had to do the dishes, do prep, do the floor, do front counter, drive through. There ain't no shit now drive through with that people come.
That's ridiculous. That's damn ridiculous. And I don't know. And I remember when I told y'all my husband worked at Burger King. Burger King is just not the place that you want to work. If you in the fast food industry, Burger King is one place you do not want to work. I'd rather you work at McDonald's than work at Burger King, because they do that people so wrong. And like I said, my husband had, when he worked there, when he was like the overnight manager, there were times when he had to work double shifts, had to work 10, 12-hour shifts because people weren't coming in. They've had to close the location like in the middle of the day during business hours when it's supposed to be open and busy, but because wasn't no people coming in. And there have been times where he has had to work long hours to cover people's ships that weren't coming in. Like I said, it's just poorly managed. Don't really know what they're doing. So the fact that they had her doing that she had to do that is, like I said, that's crazy. But and I'm like, for that reason alone, I'm like, I would not have fired. I definitely would not have fired her. Fuck being late. But like I said, there's more to it than that story than being late. But I'll get into that in a minute. Let's just finish watching this.
Man, because it's too much. Trying to run and take orders, then got to run back. So it was just a lot. Then last night I closed again by myself last night. I finally got help today. And she been here since 11 o'clock. She about to close with us at 11. So we just ain't got no employees. Nobody want to work no more. So.
Okay, so you have 3 children. You work 2 jobs. Kind of just tell people more about yourself and why you, because some people on social media was like, I would have just closed the store and left. Like, What made you want to stay?
Because shout out to my general manager, Rhonda. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have no job. Because I do have a record. And it's hard to find a job with a record. And by grace of God, she gave me a job. So that's the only reason why I stayed for her. Because if I knew it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have a job.
So basically, to you, some people will say this is negative, but for you, you have a second chance.
Yeah, because in the day I got 3 kids to take care of. Ain't nobody gonna help me take care of them. I'm a single mother, so I still gotta feed them. And I got a child that's about to go to school. So.
And my last question is, for someone that may see that video and be like, oh, she working hard, like whatever, it's like this is what you chose. What would you tell them to say, like, hey, we're all just trying out in the world?
Yeah, I mean, everybody didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I did. My mom been a single mother of 4 kids. I'm a single mother of 3 kids. You gotta do what you gotta do. Either you want us to work or either you want to go out here and rob, steal, and kill. I mean, which one you want?
So you just trying to do it right?
I'm trying to do my best. I got 3 babies. They depend on me. They love me. At the end of the day, I do it for them. Because every time I get off, my especially my 2-year-old, mommy, she loves me soon as I walk through the door. My son, sometimes I bring my son to work with me because I be trying to spend as much time with him as I can, knowing that I work a lot.
Right. And I did reach out to Burger King to get their opinion because I had to, but I don't want people to think like this is actually Burger King. So just like how you speak about your general manager, can you just say something positive like this is not bad? What happened?
Burger King is not a bad establishment. Mostly, we have managers working. It's just that we need more pay. And employees, they don't want to work. Like I said, you agree to the pay, then you quit. If we can get a little better pay, then we can get employees. That's all. That's it. That's all.
You can't you like people to know that seeing this on TikTok is like, what's going on?
Everybody that's saying they would close the store, everybody's story different. If I would have closed the store, I would have been fired. So I can't close the store. But I thank everybody for the support. I thank you for coming out and looking up my story and everything. It just really touched me because you all know I went through a lot. I go through a lot. So y'all know y'all made me cry. So thank y'all. I really appreciate that. I'm about to cry now, Lord. But yeah, so I really appreciate it. Y'all understand. I work a lot.
What makes you so emotional?
Because I mean, this is my kid's life, and I work a lot. So I have to provide for them, and I really don't be having time to spend with them, and it hurts me a lot. So hopefully one day I will have to work so much and I can actually be there.
All right, man. Did those eyes scare you? She do got some nice eyes, though. She do got some nice eyes. But yeah, so that was that, and I kind of want to get into that a little bit. And I've seen, and yeah, a lot of y'all done put it in the comments already. Yeah, my take on that, she shouldn't have did that interview. That's why she lost her job. She didn't lose her job because of because of attendance. That's, I don't know. That's what they had to put on paper. That interview was what made them let her go. And I can tell something like that with her. You know, she ain't, I don't really know her work history, but I can tell like she probably hasn't worked like many jobs like in the offices and in corporate world and stuff like that. And see, I've worked many jobs in the corporate sectors, corporate headquarters, all of that stuff. I've done that for at least 20 years. And I know with working for them big corporations, I know what it is that they look for. I know what it is that they watch out for, making sure you ain't doing that, making sure you ain't doing, yeah, I know how that go. And even like when you get hired for these jobs, and it might not be, and it may just depend on the job, but for a lot of these jobs, especially like jobs that have like big, that's like headed by big corporations, when you get hired, 9 times out of 10, like when you filling out like your onboarding paperwork and all of that, there usually is a section or there usually is a clause that you have to sign and say that you are aware of about speaking to the public. Usually they don't want certain employees, especially smaller employees like workers, like that's actually working in the stores. They don't want you speaking in the public about them. They have designated spokespeople that will do the speaking for them. So her doing that, even though she thought she was doing good, and I mean it's not like she really went on there bashing them, but that still wasn't something that she was supposed to do. 9 times out of 10, she signed some type of clause saying that she wasn't supposed, that you're not supposed to do something like that. And then she went on there, and even though the reporter was saying, well, we're just here, we're not trying to bash him, but is there anything that you would like to say that you would like to change? She should have just said, no, it's great. But then she went on talking about, oh, they need to pay more and we need more workers. If they pay more, then we get more workers. Girl, that, no. She should have said that. And then she revealed that she has a record. You saying all of this on a public platform. Yes, it's local news, but look how many people it's reached. It's gone viral. So it ain't just local. I mean, everybody in the world done seen these clips. And now you making Burger King look bad. So now you a liability now. So yeah, regardless of, how many hours that you done gave us, how much time you done put in the short time that you were there, they ain't going for that. They're not going for that. And then in 3 months, and they're not going for that. So no, they had to let you go. They had to let her go for that. But yeah, it's you can't do that. You can't just go and just start talking all willy-nilly about your company, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And like I said, she probably don't know or don't realize that you can't do stuff like that. And the reporter was nice, but the reporter wasn't really making it no better. She just reeling her in to do more stuff. And then on top of that, then to add insult to injury, she's having an interview at the establishment. She's at her job. She's there at the corporation. She's there at her job at the company, talking about the company in her uniform. Yeah, that's why she got fired. If you know anything about big corporations and how they like to run they tight ship, they don't care about nobody up under. They don't care about the little people, the workers. Corporate only cares about 2 things. They care about money and they care about optics. They want to look good and they want to make money while they looking good. And so you coming on there making them look bad, you making them lose money. Yes, honey, you a liability. They got to cut your ass off. That's exactly what I believe happened. They could have did that interview. They could have did that interview at her house. And then too, because I think she has a YouTube channel. Either she got a YouTube or she got a TikTok where she talks about stuff at the job. Like I said, you can't do that. Especially in the age of social media, where anything you put online, you run the risk of everybody seeing it. You run the risk every day that you post something. You run the risk of something going viral. And even though she said the store manager didn't mind, and the store manager was cool and gave her the job and all of that, but this is bigger than the store manager. This went above the store manager. They had no choice. They were going to do that. And of course, they're not going to tell the public, oh, well, we fired her for doing the interview, because again, that makes them look bad. That makes them look like the enemy of sorts. So, we got to clean it up. Let's give the PR response. So in a case like that, since we can't technically let her go because, she done did this interview, let's look at her history and see what she got going on. So now they looking at, what her job history is, what her work ethic is like, and they seeing all of these. Since she done been late this day, late Lord knows how many times in the last 3 months. So yeah, let's go with that. You done had too many absences. Let's go with that. Even though that's not the real reason. I mean, well, on paper, yeah, that's the reason that they fired her, but that ain't the real reason that they fired her. So if she actually follows through and sues them and actually wins the lawsuit, I will honestly be shocked. I will be shocked. That would be great for her, and maybe that will make corporations think twice about how they operate and how they do things, so it would have to go this far. But if she follows and actually sues them and actually wins, I would honestly be shocked. I would be shocked that she did that. But yeah, that's my take on that. Like I said, when it come to working for these big corporations, you got to follow what they want you to follow. It ain't like it's no small mom and pop store that don't nobody know about. No, that's a big public corporation. Burger King is one of the biggest in the world. So you going on there, even if you saying one iota of a negative thing about them, whether it's positive or negative, you shouldn't have even did that. They got spokespeople too. They got special spokespeople and publicists to do the talking for them, not a store manager or not a mere employee. So that's my take on that. Let me see. But like I said, yeah, y'all all, like I said, most of y'all, that put it in the comments already, y'all was pretty much spot on. I definitely said the same thing. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt that at all. NDA settlement is what BK has as they try to get sued, right? Like I said, yeah, that's pretty much what that is. White Castle is the best fast food. White Castle is just fire, period. It's just fire, period. But yeah, does she have 3 kids by 3? Is she 3 for 3? I don't know. She might be. I don't know. Yeah, that's BS. Yeah, it's BS, but corporate America is BS. So, what can you do? Unless you got the money and the resources to fight them? I don't know if she got a case. But I want to root for her, but I don't know if she got a case. She shed negative energy on corporate, exactly. So they had to find a way to let her go. So we can't let her go for that reason. So, she got all these attendance issues been coming in late a whole bunch of times. So let's let her go for that. It's the same thing like with layoffs. Like when people get laid off, child, I'm a layoff queen over here. I say in the last, what year is this? 2025. So every job that I've had since the year of 2013, I've gotten laid off. With the exception of one job. I've gotten laid off pretty much. So I pretty much know. I know how to handle that stuff. And when you get laid off, and this is the thing that a lot of people mess up. Well, I'm gonna get laid off, so I'm gonna just goof off. And half-ass work and not come in, until that time comes. You don't want to do that, because while you're doing that, the higher ups, the people that's like above your managers and stuff, they're looking at all of that because they're trying to see who we need to let go of now so we don't pay them at the end of the term. So we don't pay you your severance, and so you don't get to get unemployment and all of that, because 9 times out of 10, you get fired from your job, you're not gonna get unemployment. So, well, at least that's how it is in Missouri and Kansas. I don't know how it is where y'all at, because they some bitches here when it comes to unemployment. Yeah, they gonna look at all that to make sure you on your P's and Q's. I mean, the minute you start messing up, they're gonna find a reason to let you go, even if it was for something that happened like weeks and even months ago. That's gonna come back up. They can always bring that back up and cut you off so that you don't get none of that money. That's all it is. Like I said, when it comes to jobs, you gotta look at the bigger picture, because it's usually always out of like your direct manager's hands. It's always usually out of their hands, and it's above them. And trying to fight that, yeah, that's gonna be damn near impossible. Yes, they have to tell you they have someone assigned to public speaking. Yeah, and usually when they like I said, when you get hired on, and you do your onboarding paperwork and all that stuff, when you have to sign your I-9s and your W-4s and all that, they, you usually have to sign something like that saying that you can't go speak in public. That's just like making a TikTok at your job, or making a TikTok about your job, or something like that. That all kind of falls in together. You can't do it. I missed the part about her record. Yeah, because she mentioned that she has a record, because she said that she thanks and appreciates the store manager for giving her the job because of the fact that she has a record, and it'll be hard for her to get one. Yeah, you can't do all that, even though her heart was in the right place, and I know she didn't mean any harm by doing that, but corporate America don't care. The corporate people, them big wigs up there in that tall high-rise skyscraper building that's signing your checks, don't give a damn about any of that. So yeah, so she had to suffer. Hopefully that was a lesson learned for her. Hope she gets some good counsel, some good lawyer, give her some free pro bono advice, and like, no, sister, you can't do that. And attorneys, yeah, I hope so. I hope somebody's reaching out to her and just telling her what she can do and what she can't do. Like I said, I hope it's a lesson learned for her. And you don't, and typically you don't think that way. And you wouldn't think that way unless, like I said, unless you've worked in those types of settings and seen firsthand for yourself what they do when you go against company policies. Even if it's something small and minuscule, you going against the policy. So even though you ain't thinking that ain't nothing wrong, but that's all it is. Firing a woman who's covered everyone's shift makes them look even worse, though. And it do. But still, she shouldn't have. and this isn't me saying this. This is just how I know corporate America works. She shouldn't have went on there and did that interview. The fact that she went on there and did that interview is why she does not have a job today. Right now. Simple as that. Companies will look for a reason to fire you no matter how much blood you gave them. Hell yeah. And that's why I'm at the point now, I'm done with sacrificing my time and my blood and sweat and tears to work for a company, to give years and years to a company just for y'all to put me out to pasture when y'all done with me, or when I can no longer be a benefit. I've known people that work for companies for 10, 15, 20 plus years, give all of their time, devote everything, not being able to see their families because they're working, making all of this money and the 401ks, but the minute they don't need you anymore, I mean, that's it. No lawsuit for her. Now, she said she was probably looking into suing. I'm like, she could try. She could try. I don't know how far she gonna get. Like I said, they have to look at the clauses. The stuff that she signed. If she actually signed something saying that no, I won't talk to the public about my job, and then she turned around and talked to the public, she ain't got no case. I believe that was a regional manager. There wasn't a store manager. The store manager was cool with her and was okay with her being late and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, it was above her. Everyone took a nail. Yeah, everybody took a nail. It did. She made us look bad. And how we could fix this? Make us look more bad. She has a GoFundMe. Does she have a GoFundMe? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. Shoot, I wish I could open up a GoFundMe when I got fired. When I get fired from jobs, I'm trying to think the last time I got fired from a job, I don't even think GoFundMe existed, but shoot, I don't think I could get away with that now. I don't think so. Damn, for real? Oh man. What's going on, LJ? LJ the Southern Vegan, how are you? So good to see you, darling. Yeah. But it's a sad situation all the way around. You talking about White Castle? Yeah, all I know, I moved here in Kansas City in 2002, and they were not here. And I remember hearing the story that they used to be here, and what was it? They used to have like the joint restaurants where it was like a White Castle and like a Church's Chicken. I think I remember somebody telling me that. I think I remember my first husband telling me that. That used to be a White Castle and a Church's Chicken, which I'm like, that don't even go together. They don't even make sense how you put those together. And apparently Church's Chicken won, and they took over, and all the White Castles was gone. I'm like, that was just dumb in the first damn place. I don't even understand how you even did that. Yeah, down in South Carolina. Yeah, okay. Never had a Chick-fil-A until like 10 years ago. Oh, wow, really? Really? Oh, man. Man, I was eating Chick-fil-A in like the 90s. But that was, back when Chick-fil-A was only in the malls. You had to go, at least I know where I was at. They was in like all the malls. And they didn't like start like actually building like actual restaurants, actual stores until like maybe about 15, damn near 20 years ago. So, yeah. Y'all got a White Castle there in Michigan. I bet y'all do. I'm jealous of all of y'all. I hate all of y'all. The fact that it's damn near 2026 already. I know, right? I swear to you, it was just New Year's. I felt like New Year's just happened, and that was almost a year ago now. I'm like flabbergasted at how fast time is going by. And I'm like, I know this time is going by quicker for whatever reason. I don't understand. Well, I don't know what it is in the universe, what it is with, I don't know, but it's going by a whole lot faster, and I'm not understanding why that is. I'm not trying to get old too damn quick. Like, damn. I remember this one girl got fired by the corporate boss for being rude to customers. And in that case, she should have been. She should have been. Shut up, pimp. Get out of here. Oh, man. White Castle all over Michigan. Like I said, they're everywhere. Like here in Missouri, they're everywhere in Missouri except Kansas City. Everywhere in Missouri. I don't understand it. Just make me mad. Just make me mad just thinking about it. Not true in South Carolina. She can file for unemployment. Burger King would have to dispute it. Yeah. And it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar to that here too. I mean, you can file the unemployment, if you don't have a job, and 9 times out of 10, yeah, the company can dispute it, and then when they dispute it, then it gets rejected because you got fired for a just reason, disorderly conduct, or not following policies like being late and stuff like that. So all them little bitty things, at least here anyway, will definitely stop you from getting unemployment. And then even if you file an appeal, you can file an appeal and have a hearing and be listened to and all of that, and they'll still fire you. Like I told y'all the story before about my husband. My husband got fired from Burger King because a chick tried to stab him, and he defended himself. I mean, he didn't hit her. He just, had her and grabbed her so she wouldn't do anything. And somehow, some way, he was still labeled the aggressor, and he still got fired. And then he couldn't file for unemployment. Well, no, he did file for unemployment, and then they rejected it. And then he filed an appeal. And then I think they had like 2 hearings for him, and he still got rejected. So, like I said, these companies, they do what they want to do. So I learned a long time ago, giving my all, giving everything I got to a company, it's not even worth it. It doesn't even make sense to do so, because you're just going to, in the end, at the end of the day, you still gonna get fucked over. That's just my opinion, though. The days of having the same job at the same job at your company for 20 plus years, I don't even. That's a rarity. That is a rarity to happen. What's going on, OB? What's good with you? So good to see you. Thank you for being here, darling. Burger King will settle if she sues. You think so? I don't know. That's kind of up in the air. Like I said, I know for a fact Burger King is some bitches. I know they are. So it could go either way at this point. It could go either way. So you gonna watch your damn mouth. You gonna watch your mouth talking about White Castle. White Castle is not trash. It's not trash. Okay.
Boy, you ain't shit.
And I say that out of love. I say that out of all love in the world. you not gonna talk bad. You not gonna talk bad about White Castle. Maybe it's nasty where you at. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Sit this one out. Sit this one out. Because you don't like burgers. You want to talk bad. You want to talk all bad about it.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm tired of that. It was so disrespectful.
What's going on, 3 a.m.? Hello again. We meet again. How are you? Ever since 9/11, you sure right about that. My neck of the woods, we got Exxon. We got an Exxon station connected to KFC and Taco Bell. Now we do have that. Now an Exxon station though, so a gas station a KFC and Taco Bell with a gas station that's all combined in one building. Now that's crazy. But I've definitely heard of KFC and Taco Bell's being combined into one restaurant. Matter of fact, we have one here that's a KFC, a Taco Bell, and a Pizza Hut. I don't know how they do that, but apparently they did that. We got our first Chick-fil-A about 2 years ago. Oh damn! Oh man, boy, ooh, y'all been missing out, po babies. And that's in the city over. None in the city I live in. God damn. Oh Lord. Okay. Oh, hold on. I knew I saw G Subaru in here. What's going on, G Subaru? How are you, darling? Did she make that much on GoFundMe? You know what? Let me get fired from my job. Let me get fired. Well, no, knock on wood, because I ain't trying to jinx nothing. But boy, if I get fired from my job, let me put up a GoFundMe and see what I could come up with. Damn. And she was on the news admitting she was repeatedly being late. That's violating company policy. It's violating company policy. So yes, at that point, they can do whatever the hell they want to do with you. They just can. I'd rather have more Chick-fil-A around. I know. We got Chick-fil-A here, but they ain't all over the place like McDonald's is. I love me some Chick-fil-A. I can't eat it like that no more though. But boy, when I do, that's definitely a cheat day type of meal. It's some Chick-fil-A. Ashley Dalton be going off on people talking about they shouldn't be eating Chick-fil-A. Whatever. Everybody want to be entrepreneurs. Right. That's the first thing. Every time you look on one of these shows and they be like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh, I do hair and I make plates and I'm a boss and I'm a boss bitch.
I own 2 companies, Kendra.
And the only thing I can think of is this.
Ain't got no job. You ain't got no job, man. You ain't got no job, man.
You ain't got no damn job. Just say you ain't got no job. Like that one that popped the balloon. Oh, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a businesswoman and I'm a lunch lady.
I'm gonna touch your hand when I say this.
No, ma'am, you're a lunch lady. You're a lunch lady that got side hustles, but you ain't no entrepreneur. Get your ass on. I'm gonna need y'all to keep it real. Keep it real up in here. I am a cheap. You wish, Derek. You wish. And we must stay focused. If we can't stay focused, we're always focused. But okay. All right. So enough of that. So I got that out the way. Let's get on to some shenanigans and bullshit. How was about it? Okay.